Well, welcome, Fit and Fun Game players. This is Kyle Newton, and I'm excited to have you on our Thursday night, March 31st game update. And guys, it has been a phenomenal experience in stepping into everything available with the game. Guys, we are at right now the beginning point of week 2 for all of those that are on match 1, and we're actually into day 2 of those that are actually in match 2. So we've got a lot of new teams that have joined us even since Monday's update, and we've got a lot going on that we want to keep you up to date with. Now, if you've not been attending the daily calls, you absolutely want to make those. Guys, the testimonies that happen. Now, usually we try to bring on testimony on each day, but at the end of the calls, the testimonies just keep coming. People releasing dress sizes, people fitting into pants they've never felt they've fit in before, accountants having mental clarity like they've never had before as they crunch those numbers and really focus in on what's available. I tell you, the game is heating up, the competition is heating up, and we're going to cover the leaderboard and how the teams are doing. We've actually got some people on the conference call with us tonight who are absolutely all about the competition. We've got Hillary and Shannon Guittard, who are long-term players of the Fit Fun game, and I've been warning you about these guys. They've been customizing their team, they've been updating new team logos, they've been locking in their scores, and these guys are in it to win it. So all you match 1 folks who are brand new to the Fit and Fun game, you better watch out, because Hillary and Shannon are on the hunt for the top of that leaderboard. And so we're going to talk more about that. I want to start off tonight's call here in just a minute with Gina. Gina Paris is one of the people that are on our team. She's playing the Fit and Fun game. She works, she's part of Robert Ricciardelli's CZN tribe. If you remember, we had Robert on our Monday game update, and Gina was one of the first people that Robert went to in bringing someone onto his team. She is a phenomenal personal coach. She coaches athletes, she coaches day traders, different people like that. She's bridging out and expanding her coaching ability into relationships and into romance. I know I'm going to be needing to hire her for that to spice up my marriage. That's going to be awesome. So it's going to be exciting to have Gina on the line with us, sharing a little bit about her experience with the Fit and Fun game and really why she's playing and what she's getting out of playing the game. So Gina, you're on with us. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Excellent. Oh, this is great. It's
I
fun.
am I am
It's
so glad to have
fit
you
and
on the call
fun.
with us. It's fit, it's fun, it's all of that. Now, Gina, I'm going to start off my interview with you tonight in talking a little bit about, you started off this game a little skeptical, and rightly so. Tell me what you brought to the game and why the skepticism, like so many other people have, and share a little bit about that, if you would, please.
Well, sure, because I had really mixed emotions. Part of me knew that, like I said, my husband is coming home in 3 months. I haven't seen him in 8 months, and he's been working out really, really hard and watching what he eats while he's over in the desert serving our country. And he's excited to come home in really extra good shape. And he's a health and fitness buff anyway. You
That's
can hear me
awesome.
okay, Kyle?
Yes, it broke up there for just a second, but we got you loud and clear now. He's a
Yep.
health
It
and
was a
fitness
bridge
buff over
line.
there.
Yeah, little bridge line thing. But yeah, my husband is in the Gulf working out really hard, and while he's been gone, I've sort of um found myself eating compulsively like I have not in years. And really, I suffered with the eating disorder from the time I was 16 till about the time I met Paul. And it was this whole, I was already by then a motivational speaker and had audiences and really felt this whole image pressure about having to look a certain way in order to be successful. And I grew to hate that so much, this whole pressure to look a certain way, that it ruled my life. I never knew what it was like to ever eat normally without tallying calories in my head. I've done every diet, and I attached spiritual meaning to it. Even, I remember sin. It was a sin. It was a sin in my mind when I ate 1,300 calories instead of 1,200. And I remember crying as a teenager. I mean, just really warped and distorted stuff, because I was really active and burned way more calories. And so I was so undernourished that then I would binge and then purge. And so that became such a painful cycle, even especially then as I went to Bible college, which I didn't struggle too much then, but then in the ministry, I felt like such a fraud and a hypocrite. And so ordering when all those milkshake packages came, I just felt I felt this anxiety come back like, oh my gosh, we're back to this, that I'm unhappy with putting weight on just on my butt, the stupid thighs of mine and it was really painful in a way. And I couldn't believe after everything that I know and all the work that I do that I was filling myself with those emotions. And yet I just wanted to get healthy. And so I've been eating cheap stuff to try to save money. And so I just took some deep breaths and I practiced all the relaxation that I do with my clients. I mentioned that in the whole romance rescue thing work that I do, we just want to feel good about ourselves and be in touch with our senses and feel positive towards our mate. Well, I wasn't in touch with my senses because I always had a headache and was always tired. Had that fake caffeine buzz that I was completely addicted to. And when it would wear off, I'd just crash. And it's so frustrating. So that is kind of what I brought to the table in the beginning. I was kind of a mess, don't you think?
No, I think actually, one of the statements I always make, Gina, is what is most common is most personal, and what is most
Yeah.
personal is most common. Most people just don't talk about it, and I really want to applaud you and thank you for sharing your
Yeah.
experience. That's one thing I like about our Fit Fun team. We don't try to say that, health and nutrition is not challenging at times, and releasing pounds and inches is not challenging at times. And then there's a lot of people that have different emotional attachments to food. And so all of that comes up. For us to pretend like that's not there is to kind of avoid the 500-pound pink elephant in the room. For most people, there are
Yeah.
more things to food than just putting calories and different things into your mouth. There's a lot of other meaning to life associated. And that's really what stood out to me, Gina, with your testimony. You had a lot of backdrop coming into this. And just like you said, when those shakes showed up and all, you're like, the nail biting began. It was like, oh my gosh, what does
I,
this mean for you? So after all of that,
I
and now
did.
on
Yeah.
week 8, what does it mean to you now that you've been through 8 solid days of this, and even now a couple days of actual cleansing? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so this actually for me this makes day 7 because my stuff all came late. Remember, I had to go to the
Okay.
UPS and make them find it on the dock. Um, and so it's been 1 week, and today and yesterday were the cleanse days, and I kind of make fun of it on this video. I said, God, I agreed to a game where I don't eat for a month and I drink these cleansing fluids. So I had 2 days of cleansing fluids, and I have not really been hungry. I, I reached this point beforehand of just saying, all right, I'm going to trust the process, mostly because of the game. Okay, well, just all I'll focus on is making these darn points, and whatever the outcome is whatever the outcome is, because we'll just see, and if it's kind of quackery, I'll make sure my whole tribe knows and save your money. And so the right off the bat, the very first day was I couldn't believe I had no caffeine withdrawal headache. And then I couldn't believe I dumped out my coffee the next day when I realized there was no penalty. I'm like, oh, there's no penalty. I'll have it at lunch. And, dumped it out because I didn't need the coffee. And then not having an afternoon slump. And then this is funny because I told you last night I went to bed wide awake at 11 and I woke up at 5 and I thought, oh no, is it worth 10 points to stay here even though I feel really productive? So I did some work in bed, but then at 2 o'clock I was able to take a nap from 2 until 3 because was done with everything and I didn't have anywhere to be till 4. So I was able to get a nap. And what's really remarkable is I'm never exhausted. I sleep really well, even though I'm not dead dog tired when I go to bed. So just being able to sleep really well and wake up feeling great and not mostly just to feel so clear-headed and centered has been really remarkable. So I and I've lost like 7 pounds. I think no one would have looked at me and thought that I need to lose weight. And I know we're supposed to weigh tomorrow, so I'll be curious what that's like. But um, my body's letting go of that cellulite that had me so depressed. So
Well, that's a good
it's going
result,
good.
Gina. That's awesome. And you were
Yeah,
talking about the game, and that's another part of your testimony that really stood out to me. You sent it in an
yeah.
email. We've talked about it a couple times. You said there's no way, and no matter the results
Mm-mm.
I'm producing or whatever, that I would have hung in there this long, stayed with it, those kind of things if it wasn't for the game environment. Tell me a little bit about how
Uh-uh.
the Fit Fun game and the team environment, because I know how Robert is, your lead player, man. He is about the
Yeah.
point. So tell me about your experience with the game itself and how that's supporting you in a 4-week overall health
Yeah.
transformation.
Well, because in the weeks leading up to this, I have tried a cleanse. I've tried the whole fasting, non just vegetables, and I just get a stomach ache and think, oh my gosh, this is so not worth it. And um, I've tried just saying that I'm going to do stuff, but I don't know what to eat, and I can't. I love only having to make one meal a day. I'm probably the only person that loves it, but I think this is awesome. I just have to make one meal, and then the kids get it at night. And so the being able to know just what to do, and like I said, trust the process and know that I can do it because Robert's doing it, and because Doug, and because the team's doing it, and even um the people on the other teams, it makes a huge difference because I think about them in the back of my mind. And like I said, that's a huge driver to me is the whole camaraderie feeling. So no way I would
That
even come close to playing by these
oh,
rules
That's
without the
beautiful.
without the
That's
game.
beautiful. You and I were already having a conversation as our prep for this particular webinar. You were talking about you've already got people in your life that you think you want to start sharing with. And it's so funny. We find this in the game. We plan on introducing the concept of really how to share this with people really starting Monday of next week, going into the second half of your second week. But you're already just, hey, I got some people to talk to. How do I talk to them? You're that excited about sharing
Right.
the game with people already?
Yeah, definitely. Because, as women, we have this conversation all the time about, dropping these pounds or fitting in our clothes or just feeling good. A lot of my friends, whether they're athletes or just really dealing with sickness, I think that a cleanse is imperative, especially my friends that are dealing with some of these autoimmune things or liver problems or stuff that it's just heartbreaking. I'm positive it would help.
That's beautiful. A final question here, Gina, and you don't have to reveal this, but maybe I'll get your permission to put your YouTube video out on the fitfungame.net website. Tell me a little bit about where you're standing right now. You don't have to move your camera around, but this is something I've always dreamed of creating, and literally you've stepped out and done it. People may not know and realize, you're a personal coach, you're in a personal development, you're constantly Skyping, you're constantly blogging, you're constantly Twittering, you're constantly on your computer and telephone, and you decided well before this game to fight pounds and
Yeah.
inches in a very unique way. So tell me a little bit about where you're standing right now as people are seeing you on this webinar.
I can show you. This actually had more to do with my back pain than needing to lose weight. This is my treadmill. It's off, so I'm not making y'all too motion sick. But this is my treadmill, and I bought this brand because they've got nice flat, sturdy arms. And so then I put a shelf on it right there where my desk is, and another shelf where my laptop is. And I usually walk most of the day, and it makes, especially if I'm doing something passive like listening to a webinar or audio, then I'll turn it way up on the incline and walk, but mostly just walk 'cause there's a lot of stuff up here, but
Sure.
it helps a lot.
That is awesome. Well, Gina, you obviously have a tremendously high commitment, higher than most people, to overall health and wellness, to literally office around your weight machine. Most of the time when I'm talking about running machines, I describe them as, coat hangers and clothes racks and, pet laying lounges. Not Gina Parrish. Gina has turned her running machine into literally her home office. So congratulations on that, and it is a pleasure to have you playing the Fit and Fun game. And thanks for joining us tonight, Gina. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love it. My pleasure. Good luck, everybody. Keep playing to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Gina. Have a great evening. I know you've got another client meeting right after this, so we'll talk with you soon.
All right.
Well, guys, that's what the Fit and Fun game is all about, guys. It's about getting fit. It's about having fun and creating a 4-week overall health transformation. And as you have seen with Gina, she is fully committed to her 4-week overall health transformation in a major way. So what we're going to look at now is how the teams are stacking up. We want to do a game update. Now, to do a game update, we go to fitfungame.net and log in. And if you happen to be online, you may want to just listen to me while we do this part. I'm going to go log in here. If I can find my cursor, I'm on a small screen, and we're going to log in and we're going to go to the leaderboard. I also have some exciting announcements tonight on some new technology that's available as well. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about this on tomorrow morning's call when we look at it, but let's first go to the game update, see how the game players are doing, and then we're going to talk about a very, very, very powerful technology that's now available, which is social media. You now have the ability to connect with your teams via social media. So when you log in, let's first look at the leaderboard and do a game update. Go to fitfungame.net, log in to your particular account, click on the leaderboard, and let's bring up the leaderboard so we can see how the teams are stacking up after just several days of play. There's been some change in the leaderboard. So we got some new teams leading, some new things happening out here. Teams are moving up, teams are moving down. All the competition is heating up. So we're going to be excited about taking a look at that and seeing how the teams are stacking up. So where we have this, we've got the CZN Fit Tribe still pulling in at number 1. Now, Robert, I don't know what you're doing over there with your team. Gina's one of them. You got your team literally playing the game on a running machine. That's stacking the deck, buddy. Did you handpick these people, these like crazy athletes like Gina, to come on your team? We're going to have to really do maybe an investigation. We might have to be like, the NCAA or something like that and look into questionable recruiting practices. I think Robert Ricciardelli has really engaged in what the rest of us may feel are some seriously questionable recruiting practices. If you can recruit a mom who office on a treadmill, then we think there could be some bribes and some money passing under the table. So we're gonna unleash an investigation committee, see what's happening there. But the CZN Fit Tribe is doing awesome. They've got 1,172 points to date here. They got 5 players that are just knocking it out of the park. They're on match 1, week 2. And they're doing really well. Today would be entering in a total of 9 days worth of points. They're at 8.6. That means their team is already entering in points right now. And again, we explained the leaderboard to you last week, but keep an eye on those days, right? Those days are letting you know, is your team getting all their points entered in? So keep a close eye on that, because Hillary Sims, I told you guys, watch the accelerators. Shannon's on the conference line with us tonight. I told you they would be climbing the leaderboard. You didn't listen to me. And now they're in position number 2. There's 2 of them, and these are veterans, guys. These are like, they're on their 3rd or 4th month of playing this game. Hillary and Shannon are not playing like halfway. These gals are in it to win it. So you got to watch them. They've customized their logos. They're into the accelerators. They're at 1,128 points. They're on match 1, week 2, and they've got 9 days entered in. And they're already clocking in some pounds released there on 12 pounds released. That's exciting. Great job. Now, this morning we talked about We Win. We did straighten out their scorecard. There were some technical difficulties this morning, some duplication of people, some disappearing scores. I promised Terry Warner that I didn't bribe my programmers to do it, but I told them to take their time. Don't worry about it. All of those additional players added to their team due to an electronic glitch moved her down to the bottom of the leaderboard. I said, keep her down there for a while. She needs to really learn what it feels like to be at the bottom, because she's been owning that number 2 and number 3 position here since the very beginning of the game. So, Terry, I could only hold off my programmers for so long. They cleaned up your scorecard. You're there in number 3. The We Win team coming in with 6 players, 1,046 points. Again, they're on match 1, week 2, and they're clocking in at 8.2 days. They're getting those days in there. So, Terry, keep an eye on your team. You're playing strong. You're keeping your points really accurate, so really great on that. Terry's doing a great job, just like Robert is, in communicating with their teams. Guys, these teams that are at the top of the leaderboards are some of the best communicators. They're keeping their team knit together. They're keeping it tight. And so it's a phenomenal way to really win the game and maximize points and results. Now we've got my 2 teams coming in next. We got the Fit Fun Tribe with 6 players, 988 points. We're in match 1, week 2, and we have got 8 days entered. So none of our guys have gone in and entered their scores today. So I might need to be sending out a message. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you a new technology here in just a minute on how I'm going to message every one of them with one message through the system and remind them to enter their scores. Now, my programmer, it was so funny. The guy that we're releasing a lot of pounds here as people are beginning to weigh and measure, but we really have not released 327 inches. That's basically a person. One of the guys playing the game is one of the programmers on and behind the fitfungame.net website, and he did his initial measurements. Then he was doing his day 7 measurements, measured his neck and a couple other things, and his wife or his girlfriend ran off with the measuring tape. So, you know, he hasn't really released 327 inches, even though he's released several. Feeling great. Programming is the best he's ever programmed, so I'm going to have to keep him on these products because he is knocking it out of the park. But the Fit Fun Tribe is doing well there with 988 points. The Isogenics Rock Stars at 975. This is a big team, and we plan on winning big rewards as we go along through here. So we got our eye on the prize. And now what we've got is Ty Helgenberger, and we did a lot of smack talk on Ty last week as he came in and tried to steal the Isogenics Rock Stars with the real rock stars, but I guess we talked him down a bit. He's now just the financial rock stars. So, you know, Ty's about the money, so watch him. He's going to be playing. He's got the whole financial name going on over there in Colorado. As far as his logo, oh, I'm making a mistake. He still has the name Real Rock Stars. He's just got Financial Rock Stars as his logo. Ty, let's get some congruency here, man. I've got my eye on you. Are you the Financial Rock Stars or are you the Real Rock Stars as opposed to the Isogenics Rock Stars? No, Ty's doing a great job. They're down on the leaderboard, and pay attention on this because Ty is on match 2. He's starting out a brand new team right now, so he's on match 2, week 1. And what that means is he is actually not playing in congruence with all those on match 1. So that'll help you understand why he's a little bit lower down on the scorecard because he's match 2, week 1. They've got 1.3 days entered, and they're going to do absolutely great. And we got a new team on the board now, Deb Schweers. Again, guys, another veteran team coming onto the play here. These guys are beta teams. Hillary Sims teams, Deb's teams. These are veteran teams. They've been playing since January of this year, learning the rhythms. They know how to bring people on. They know how to use the cleanse. They know how to keep their scoreboard. There's none of that friction some of you new teams are dealing with, and so they're in it, man. They're playing to win it. So keep an eye on Deb and Inner Fire. Inner Fire came in second place on some of our first rounds, and so they know how to play this game. They know how to top the leaderboards, so keep an eye on their points and their scores as well. So take a look at the scorecard. Spend some time on that every day when you enter the scores. Take a look at your roster. Spend some time learning about what's happening with your team and what's going on. Now, here's where I want to show you. And I think it's live for everybody. I'll have to double check. If it's not, it's live for me, and we'll cover it, and it'll be live tomorrow. I didn't check with my programmers before coming on the call. But what you're going to notice here, right under my picture to the left here, you're going to see my teams. Now, these are obviously my teams that are showing up, the teams that I'm leading or a part of, the Fit Fun Game Tribe and the Isogenics Rock Stars. You will see your team's name there. These are links to take you directly to a social media wall for these particular teams. Now, you're seeing a social networking tab. I'm not sure that's live for everybody yet. Here's what's exciting, guys. We're going to engage our social networking platform we've had for years. We're going to engage that into the fitfungame.net website. Now, this is important. You're going to have a social media tab via which you can friend any of the other team members if you want to be able to create a relationship with them and taunt them. But you have a special wall. You have a special blog just for you and your team. And this is really important. On this wall, when I click on the Fit and Fun Tribe, it's going to take me to this particular wall. And on here, I can literally leave comments. And when I leave a comment and click send comment, this is going to be emailed to every one of my team members. Not only is it going to be permanently put here on the wall, these particular comments, this comment will be emailed out to all the email addresses of this particular team and the team members on this team. Guys, this is going to be the preferred method of communication with your team. That way, me, Kirk, some of the other super admins of the game can come in and kind of monitor how the teams are communicating. So if you want to send an email of encouragement, or an incentive, a recipe, way to go, or literally put your update, hey, this is how I'm doing today. Don't just send it via email. Come out to your fitfungame.net website while you're entering your scores during the day. Click on your team's name down here to the left and then put in a comment. I'm not going to type in right now. It's a little bit small for me to be able to see, but type in a comment how you're doing. Encourage your team. Put a word of encouragement out there of what's available and how you're feeling, and all the comments will be emailed back and forth, and this will really help you out. Now, I'm going to be doing a help video on that this weekend, and by Monday of next week, you'll have a full help video on how to use many of the components of the fitfungame.net website in addition to the social media. So visit your team's wall, begin to post. The blog entries can only be made by your team leader. So the blog is where your team leader is actually kind of writing out the mission statement and putting anything out there that they want to put about the team. But the team wall is available for each team member, and you can put your information out there. Soon to come, the social media tab, where you can not only connect with your team privately through your own wall, you can connect with all the team members and begin to touch base and really search for friends and find some other team members and make them friends of yours so that you can communicate with them on the social media wall as well. And guys, this is just the beginning of multiple tools that are coming your way to help you maximize your results with the Fit and Fun game. So guys, keep up the great work. Guys, I am telling you, and I want to close with this. I want to really close from my heart. I'm excited about the technology. I'm a technology guy. I'm excited about these webinars and this support technology we have for you as players. But most importantly, what I'm excited about is the quality of the testimonies that are coming in these early days. Here is the secret sauce. People will do more for their team than they'll do for themselves. The Isagenix nutritional system, the foundation to this game, works if you get the nutrients in your body. And you get them in your body in a timed and sequenced manner. You wake up, you take your Ionics, you take your accelerator, you take your shake or your cleanse if you're on a cleanse day, and you follow those daily shake and cleanse schedules or deep cleanse schedules. If you follow those schedules and you follow them to the letter and you put those nutrients in your body, guess what's going to happen? Results. And that's why we're having results like never before. As I talk to Kirk and Ty and Kathy Helgenberger and some of the other people that have been playing the game, who've been in Isagenix and used this nutritional product outside of the Fit and Fun game, they're giving me feedback that this is night and day. Terry Werner, myself, we've used and been part of Isagenix over the years. Night and day results in what it's producing in people. Why? Because literally, while we check off these points, we're checking off we're doing the nutritional program, and you're putting it in your body. Just like Gina shared tonight. She said, there's no way I would have done this nutritional program outside the game. And there's no way I would have held to it with this level of consistency without my team and my team's support. Guys, the Fit and Fun game, as we say in our promotional video, truly is a game changer. So guys, this is your weekly update. The teams are doing good. I warned you about the accelerators. I told you guys they would be moving up the charts. So keep an eye on those teams. Watch Ty's team down there as they start in. They're going to be tearing it up as well. Guys, keep playing and play strong. For you guys who are on match 1, week 2, many of you, tomorrow morning, Friday morning, is your weigh and measure day. So looking forward to seeing those weights and measurements and the inches lost and the pounds released showing up on the chart. And guys, I look forward to our Monday update webinar as well. We're going to have another great interview on Monday. I've got a couple people lined up waiting on their confirmation who are going to come in and do their testimonies. Hopefully it'll be Ricky and Belma. These two ladies are tearing up the charts. They are having phenomenal results, and I look forward to them sharing that with you on our weekly game updates. So guys, get fit, have fun, ramp up those leaderboards, and guys, we look forward to seeing you in the weeks ahead as you really play and play to win. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.